depth or the fitting window. Got cut off short last time, trying to keep the videos under 10 minutes. I went over the radar sensor strength, but the scanner resolution I wanted to go over. Basically, this is your targeting speed in a nutshell. There's more factors that it can. There's more things that it can factor into. But the higher your scan resolution, the faster you will target things. Other players can dampen your scan resolution and make it harder for you to target, or take longer for you to target them. So that's what that is. Signature radius. This is the effective signature radius of your ship, which means your ship has an electronic signature, or a virtual electronic signature. It's a game, and depending on what ship is targeting you, it may have a harder time or not so hard a time acquiring you as a target, depending on your scan resolution, or your signature radius, sorry. A larger ship will have a larger signature radius, and depending on what ship you're in, say if you're in a frigate and someone else is in a battleship, you can target that ship very easily, because the scan resolution on a frigate is going to be pretty high, and the signature radius on the battleship will be very high, so it won't take long for you to target them. However, if you are in a battleship, which will have a lower scan resolution, and well, comparative to the signature radius on a frigate is very, very small, and so the battleship will have a lot harder time targeting. It will take longer to target that frigate. Max lock targets, that's pretty self-explanatory. Navigation, this is another interesting feature. Eve features a lot of physics mechanics, and a lot of things are factored into combat. This in particular, navigation, is factored into how you travel. You have your mass. This particular vessel has 1.1 million ton mass. Inertia modifier, that is how well you turn, and warp speed is how fast you warp. AU is astronomical units. It's a real measurement. I forget how many miles. There's a calculator out there that'll tell you how many miles it is for 1 AU. I want to say it's like in the order of millions of miles. But anyways, you can fit modules on your ship to basically modify anything. So you can reduce the mass, you can increase the mass, you can reduce or increase the inertia mods, you can increase your warp speed, and stuff like that. There's also modules to increase your capacitor size and your capacitor recharge. Your capacitor is going to be used for your weapons and modules. Weapons that require capacitor are well, pretty much every weapon. It just depends on how much capacitor they use. Lasers use an exorbitant amount of capacitor. Autocannons, on the other hand, use very little. So that's just some info. And then modules need electricity to activate and to keep running. If you look at any module, it'll tell you how much it takes to activate and how much electricity it takes per cycle to keep running. So that's the stats there, and then you have your CPU and power grid. This is every module that you fit on your ship will need CPU or power grid, or both. And so you have a maximum amount that you can use, and based on your skills, actually all of the modules that you can fit on ships can be reduced. Their requirement for CPU and power grid can be reduced by a considerable amount by training specific skills. For instance, if we go into our character planner here, close the fitting window out, and we go under electronics, and we show info, basic understanding of spaceship sensor and computer systems, 5% bonus to ship CPU output per skill level. So at the moment I have level 3 and I'm queued up for level 4. So it's a 5% increase of CPU output per skill level. I have level 3, so I have a 15% increase in any ship that I sit in. I have a 15% increase in the CPU available to tap into on that ship. Engineering, 5% bonus to ship's power grid output per skill level. I have engineering 3, so I have a 15% bonus to my power grid on every ship that I sit in. And the skills work very much like that. Any module that you fit in any ship that you sit in, the skills basically reduce or increase your they reduce or increase the effectiveness of the module or ship that you're in. Basic turret operation. This is gunnery skill. 2% bonus to weapon turrets rate of fire per skill level. At a maximum, I could have a 10% bonus to the rate of fire on my weapons. Let's see here. Mechanics. Skill at maintaining mechanical components. 5% bonus to structured hit points per level. That means that this bottom bar I'll have at a maximum 25% bonus to my structure hit points. Navigation, 5% bonus to subwarp ship velocity per level. So what that means, I've got level 3, close this out, check my speed, go to full speed. My full speed is 340 ms, meters per second. So I get an extra 10% on top of that. So let's see, at a maximum, when I have navigation to 5, pull my calculator here, my current top speed is 340, let's see, times 105, 17, 340 plus 17, it's 354. So that'd be my top speed with navigation 5. Now remember, that's all scalable. I could fit modules on this ship that make it go faster, and that percentage will be affected over all of my bonuses. I think in the next video I'll go over what bonuses are, how bonuses are. I mean, bonuses are all what EVE is about. The reason you train is to get bonuses or remove basically the standard debuffs or limitations that you have from being an inexperienced pilot with low skill points. Everything in EVE that you train is to help you either fly more effectively, shoot more effectively, use modules more effectively, and to get into different types of ships. So I'll start the next video now.